All right, everybody, it's Deanna, your fave stylist, the owner of Melvira's Hair Studio, where our home base is currently located right here in Tucson, Arizona. So, for those of you that do not know me, I am an entrepreneur, I am a wife, I am a mommy to be soon, and so much more. And I like to get on here and share my little bit of knowledge about the beauty industry. So today, my little beauty tidbit is going to be about deposits. All right. So I usually have meetings with my ladies that booth rent in my salon about once a month so that we can come together as a team and talk about, how we can grow together, how we can make more money and have a clean, safe, professional environment to work in. And we're always developing these things. And one of the things that comes up oftentimes with new hairstylists, and by new hairstylists, I mean a hairstylist that is fresh in the game and has not been doing hair for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. It's a stylist that's not a seasoned stylist, a stylist that is not consistently booked all the time, and a stylist that does not have a, so to speak, reputation to where when people hear his or her name, people are automatically like, oh yeah, I heard about her, I'm going to book or whatever. So if you're not one of those stylists, it means that you're a stylist that's developing to get to that point, right? Which means that because you're not operating off of a referral system and getting most of your clients from referrals or other people that are already reliable, that are going to send you like-minded people, oftentimes you're going to go through the process of trial and error when you're building your clientele. I had to go through it whenever I was a new stylist here in Tucson, Arizona, when I was a stylist in South Carolina, and when I was a stylist in Atlanta. Like, people just have to get to know you. You have to put your groundwork in, and oftentimes you have to weed through a lot of weeds to get to the beautiful reliable flowers, meaning the reliable clients, the ones that are on time, the ones that tip well, the ones that don't complain about prices, they respect and value your time. Keep in mind, those type of people expect those things from you as well, okay? So oftentimes, newer, less seasoned hairstylists that don't have a substantial reputation set for themselves, they do go through the process of having a lot of no call and no shows. So what does that mean for the client and what does it mean for the stylist, you may ask? What it means for the stylist is, you know what, I'm going to start taking deposits because now I've got my books booked up. I've got 8 people booked for the day. I've got my bills accounted for, and I've got my booth rent accounted for. I've got how much income I'm going to bring in if I'm a commissioned worker, and I am counting on that money. And I've just scheduled these people based off of the strength of their word, and I am assuming that they're going to come in. Now, here comes Saturday, your busiest day, and half of your people cancel, or as one of my stylists was sharing with me, you have a domino effect where in the middle of the night, you'll get 5 or 6 text messages like, my bad, I got to cancel. My bad, I got to cancel. My bad, I got to reschedule, because that does happens. So it's almost like in the beginning, you almost want to overbook yourself to ensure that you're going to have clients that are going to still be on your books. And that can work bad because it could go both ways. It could say, okay, all 8 of my people are going to come in and I'm going to be deadbeat tired by the end of the day and be in there for 12 hours in one day. Or it could work opposite. 5 or 6 out of your 8 people could cancel, and now you only have 2 people on your books where you had other people that was waiting to get in with you, and it just becomes really, really frustrating. It messes up your time and your money and your energy, because at the end of the day, hairstylists are there to make money and do what they love. Okay, so what that does is it makes the clients not trust in, not the clients, I'm sorry, but the stylist not trust in new clients. And it makes them want to charge a new client a deposit. And even sometimes if you get a repeat cancellation from the same client, like every other appointment that you schedule with them, you begin to get to the state of mind to where you're like, you know what, I need to charge either full price or some type of deposit for you to schedule, because I don't know if you're going to show up, and I'm blocking off 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours for you, and I'm losing money when you don't show up. The issue is that a lot of people don't take a hairstylist profession seriously. Sometimes it's not even about the reputation. It's just about the client not taking hairstylists seriously. So this is the reason why so many hairstylists have begun to take deposits. Now, there's a bad side to that as well, because that means that you got all types of hairstylists. You got rude, impatient, lacking of customer service, unprofessional, unpunctual hairstylists requiring deposits. And it's like, so you want me, then it is a whole nother ball game for the client, because now it's like, okay, so you want me to pay you a deposit, but you're not on time. You're not prepared. You don't have any type of information for me about my hair. I got my hair done. I expected for me to be paying a deposit. It better be flawless when I walk up out of there, and things should be like, I should get your full attention if I got to pay you in advance. And that's just real. So a lot of stylists require a deposit, but they don't require of themselves that professional status to be a hairstylist that requires a deposit. You know what I mean? So it's good and bad both ways. So stylists need to think about that. Clients, on the other hand, also have to have a better understanding of why some hairstylists have begun to only accept new clients if they get a deposit. Now, this does go bad, because if a hairstylist is trying to grow her clientele and she's like, oh, I only take clients that give me a deposit, she does have to know and understand that if she does not have a good standing reputation within that circle or community where these clients are coming from, it is going to scare those people away. It is very likely that if I don't know much about you and I can call your competition down the road and say, hey, can I get in with you? And how much it's going to cost? And then they just going to pop me in without a problem. Who you think they're going to go to? So sometimes charging deposit really hurts you, and you have to use your discernment, hairstylist, and listen to people on the phone when they call you to see if you're dealing with someone that's serious. You have to call ahead of time and say, hey, I'm just confirming your appointment for tomorrow. You have to be a flawless hairstylist and really be able to communicate with people properly so that you can build a reliable reputation, so that when people hear your name and they say, oh yeah, and she require a deposit, it's nothing for them to pay that deposit, because they've already heard good things about you. Okay. So for the client, for you guys to get a better understanding, the reason that hairstylists do this is because, one, it ensures that the client is going to come. When you are a new client, hairstylists don't know who you are, where you came from. Many times we get a lot of new people that call, they'll ask a price, they'll go ahead and schedule the appointment, and then they will turn around and call another salon to get that price and schedule an appointment with them. And we've seen it happen. So in order to protect ourselves, sometimes we charge a deposit for those reasons, okay? The next thing is, if a stylist marks off time on her books for you, that means that however long it takes to do that service, 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, that entire day is now marked off. She can't schedule anyone else because you have already taken up that spot. And so what happens is, if you decide not to come at the last minute, now, even if you did pay the deposit, she's only gotten the amount of the deposit and could have been working on other people. And now it's too late for her to get people scheduled, and it's, that's why a lot of people do the deposit, because then it's like, well, at least I got my $50 for the deposit or my $25 for the deposit. So that way I didn't walk away with nothing and then just be sitting in the salon twiddling my thumbs all day long, which most hairstylists that have an established reputation don't have to worry about that, because people take them a little bit more seriously because they've had their foot in the game for a while. The next thing is, as we can see, new clients are flaky. They're not always 100% sold out on you as a stylist. And so for that reason, they might come, they may not come. New clients are flaky. It's just always give or take with new clients, because you just don't know who you're going to get. You haven't learned their personality. For that reason, that's why some hairstylists require a consultation. because they want to get to know you and set the tone for the service so that they can show you I am a professional and this is what I do to earn the bread on my table, and I need you to take it seriously because I take your hair seriously. So the truth be told, a lot of hairstylists that I have met while traveling, that after they get their reputation up and their clientele up and going, they don't even accept people unless you are a referral from one of them already established clients. Because they know that if I have this group of business women and community women that are reliable, they are only going to refer me other women just like them. So that they know they're not dealing with no Rudy Poos that's going to be wasting their time. And those men and women respect them just as much as they respect the service that they're giving. Okay? If that makes sense. So stylists don't want their time to be wasted. As you can see, because when they schedule people and people don't show up, they lose money. And even if they do a deposit, that does not mean that they will be paid for the full of their time where they could have scheduled someone else. So keep that in mind. Don't get mad at us when we're trying to charge a deposit. Oftentimes I'm a stylist. I don't usually have to charge a deposit for people to come because many of my people come from referrals. And people that are referred usually respect their friend enough not to shame them and not show up. So some things that you can do as a client. For one, show up for your appointment. And if you can't show up for your appointment, let the stylist know well in advance. At Melvira's Hair Studio, we have a policy where if you're not going to show up, we just ask that you let us know 24 hours ahead of time, unless it's like a weave or something extensive where we've like marked the whole day off for you. Give us 2 days time. Then that just shows us that you respect us enough to let us know so we can try to get our books filled. Okay. And then that way, maybe if the culture changes and people respect hairstylists a little bit more, y'all won't have to worry about paying deposits and all of this stuff because that's just how it is right now. And then the last thing that you can do as a client to ensure that if you do have to pay a deposit, that you do go and you check out that stylist social media. Look on your stylist social media. When you call around, do your research and ask them, hey, do you have a social media account or a website or something where I can check out your stuff? And then look at that stylist social media account and see if they are about their business. See if they just about playing games. You can look at a stylist social media and see if they are passionate about what they do, if they're professional about what they do and how they put themselves out there in the community. You can see everything you want to see on their social media. What type of person they are, what type of language they use, the type of company they keep, what type of hair salon they work in, what type of environment you're going to be in. You can tell all of that by looking at somebody's social media, because keep in mind, social media is just the tip of the iceberg. People don't show you everything on there. But when you're looking at it, what you see is just the tip of the iceberg, okay? So the next thing is check for online reviews. See if this person, this hair salon or this stylist has good reviews online, on Google or on the software that they use. Like we use Vagaro or just anywhere. Just type their name in Google and everything will pop up. Even on Facebook and stuff like that, they have the reviews. And then if and when you're in doubt, you're in doubt, what do I mean? If and when you're in doubt about that stylist, just go ahead and pay for the consultation so that you can not invest $100 and only invest, $25 to $35 in a consultation or a free consultation, depending on what your stylist requires, so that you're not investing all of your money. But if you meet a hairstylist that requires pay for a consultation, she is more than likely going to be a good hairstylist because she's making sure you are not going to be wasting her time. Okay. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me. This was my video tidbit today about deposits. And I hope I did a good job of giving you the point of view from the stylist and the point of view from the client, so that the beauty industry culture can grow on both sides of the spectrum and we can respect each other. Y'all have a great day.